Something really quick today, we're going to be looking at using the looper block within the Fractal unit to easily dial in some tones. So I've got a basic preset that I've set up here, and I'll be using dyna cabs this time around. There's loads of settings here that you can change between the position, distance, the different mic, and that can be a lot to kind of mess around with. And the same goes for the different blocks. When you just want to try out different tones, it can get quite jarring when you're going between, say, playing a riff and then clicking on settings and trying them out. So the easiest way of doing this is adding a looper block at the start. The only thing I've done is I've disabled the gate as it's set up as a sidechain style gate. So if I'm not playing guitar, it will completely mute whatever's coming out of here. And as we're using the looper, we want it to play whatever riff we want and loop through as we mess with settings. So the looper block, when you set it up, this is what you get. And the cool thing about it is you don't have to set it up in any special way or use a foot switch to get it going. You can actually just use your mouse and click record and then stop when you feel like it. So no timing or worrying of anything about that. You can literally loop any riff or a series of riffs and ideas, and then after that, dial in or tweak tones. So I'll record some riffs on within the looper, and then we'll see how we do. So to do this, to start it up, it's super easy. You just click on record, and it'll start recording, and then we'll play some riffs. And then to stop it, we can just press play and it'll play the loop from the start. And by clicking the play knob again, we can stop the loop. As you can see, once you play through the entire loop, you'll see this in this window below. And the cool thing is you can actually start using the trim and trim end. You can say when you start the loop. So if you've left a huge gap at the start after you've clicked record, you can pull the trim up and then it starts pretty much where the riff starts. So let's try that again. And the same thing goes for the trim end. The only thing is you'll have to play through the entire loop to see in the window when you actually stop. So the trim end, I can pull this back. And so the loop will now loop this whole section so there'll be no blank space. You can of course leave blank space if you want. Now the cool thing is when I hit play here, I can mess around with all these settings and to see which sounds best for me or for the preset, which saves a lot of time from going back and forth with like clicking on different settings and then trying it out and playing. So you can really use your ears to listen to what's coming out of the preset you've just set up. So we'll do this with the dyna cab. In this case, a 5153 dyna cab. And I'll mess around with some settings with the looper going, and we'll see what kind of sounds we get. And once we've found something that we like, we can then go back to the looper, press the play button again, and the loop will stop, and then we can just play through as normal. You can, of course, tweak all the other settings that you want in the amp, drive block, or any other block that you want while the loop is going. I just showed it there with the cab block, and we'll try it in the amp block now. So I found this really useful by using the looper to record riffs and then mess around with the different settings, be it on the amp or on the cab. It's especially useful, I think, with the dyna cabs that have been added recently, as you have so many options and so many different tones just with a small sort of push of the knob in any of the two directions, along with the two mic types and of course the cabs that you can mess around with. So I hope this was useful. If you like this kind of content, please drop a like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks a lot.